Welcome to Maverick News. I'm Blade Campbell. Our top story this week is on the Norwood wrestlers and how they did at the state tournament.
Hi, I'm Brad with Maverick News, and I'm sitting here with our state qualifying wrestler, Jaron Ragsdale. Jaron, congratulations on making it to state, and can you tell me a little bit about this year's tournament?
It was a good tournament. You know, things could have gone better, but you know, I enjoyed it.
Well, good. Is there anything about the tournament that stood out more than anything else, a highlight or something?
Brent winning.
Brent winning. Can you describe the mood during Brent's match?
Just pure excitement and nerves and jitters. It was exciting.
And being a senior in your last year's Maverick wrestling, can you tell me what you're going to miss the most from the wrestling program?
Just the tournaments and wrestling other people.
Well, Jaron, thank you.
You're welcome.
It felt good to be in front of all those people. That stuff doesn't bother me, but it is a good, exciting feeling to be up there wrestling in front of that many people. I plan on wrestling next year, hopefully be able to stay at the same weight because I actually like where I'm wrestling now. Probably the part that stood out the most to me would have to be Bart winning his second state championship. That's pretty impressive. It's actually really impressive.
Weston, can you tell me a little bit about the state tournament this year and how you placed?
Well, I was glad I made it to state, and I won 2 and lost 2, so I was just mainly glad that I won a couple matches. I was one away from placing.
Okay, and with the matches you wrestled, was there a certain match that stands out, a tough opponent or something?
I won one in overtime. That one stood out.
Who'd you wrestle in that one?
A kid from Custer County.
With the whole tournament this year and Brent winning and everything, was there a certain moment that just stood out overall?
Yeah, when Brent won state,
yeah.
that kind of put some drive into me.
And can you describe the mood which the whole place was feeling when Brent was named the state champion?
It was just, everyone was happy. It was real exciting.
And you have one more year as a Maverick in wrestling. Do you think you can do as well or even better next year?
Yeah, I think I'll do better. I improved this year, I'll probably improve next year.
Well, congratulations and good luck next year.
Thank you.
Brent, congratulations on winning it. Can you tell me a little bit about the tournament this year?
It was pretty short. It seemed like it was really short and fun.
Short, sweet, and to the point. Your final match took all 3 periods with the kid. Can you tell me about the match?
He was really strong. I didn't expect that. First period, we kind of just, I guess, felt each other out, kind of pushed each other around, and then I don't even remember the rest. I just know I won by 2.
And at the end of the match, knowing you were a state champion for the second time, what was your first thought? Being a senior at Norwood, have you wrestled your last match? Are you considering wrestling in college, or what's your plan?
I'm not exactly sure yet. I might go on to college and wrestle, or I might play football. I don't know. I guess we'll see by the end of the year.
All right, well, Brent, good luck to you and congratulations.
Thanks.
Next is some information on the new grant the Norwood School will be receiving. Brad has the story.
Keith, can you tell me a little bit about the PEP grant this year and what all we've obtained through it?
The PEP grant is a physical education grant sponsored by the government, and we go through, it tracks fitness, nutrition, all those kind of things through the PE department. And then it's kind of a community-based thing where they work on nutrition for the kids and that kind of stuff. But it's, you know, they provided a lot of equipment, balls, weights, training bands, all that kind of stuff to go with physical education, but it's promoting fitness in our youth.
And Keith, I think there's a few more phases to go. What else are we trying to get through the grant?
Well, it just goes through, they provide physical education equipment for our PE department, and that's basically what we're drawing out of it. Administering a lot of tests and a lot of different fitness levels in the kids that are tracked by them.
All right, well, thank you, Keith.
You're welcome.
Last week, we got a visit from Corey and Mr. G from the FCD. Sienna has the story for you.
Hi, I'm Sienna Huebner with Maverick News, and I'm sitting here with 2 of our drug prevention specialists. So, How long have you guys been with the program, and what had made you start into the program?
Well, I've been with the organization just a little over 3 years now, so I'm the youngest of the two. And I actually fell into it. Actually, it was kind of odd because I was looking for a job at the time, and I didn't want to get a real job, if you will. So I posted online, superhero looking for employment, and they called me. And they called me and they invited me in. I did a couple of interviews, two of which were actually over the internet. And then I showed up and we went through a week's training, and they were telling us that we were going to go out and talk about drugs and addiction and how we should do it, and that we were going to travel around the world. And they asked me to show them my passport, to give them my passport number. And I was kind of hesitant because I thought it was a hoax. I thought they were trying to set me up, and I was waiting for them to say, you know, you pay us $500 and then we'll try to get you a job. But it actually worked out, and the next week I was actually in Panama doing a training with some students like yourselves in Panama. So that's how I got into it.
And I actually am the oldest of the two. And my name is Glenn Hall, AKA Mr. G. I have been with the organization 16 and a half years now. 16 and a half years ago, there was a guy who worked for FCD who came up to me and asked me, hey, you want a job? And it just was out of nowhere. And when he told me what it was so exciting that I said, sure, let me try it. I tried it 16 years ago, and I've been doing it ever since. And I have literally, with FCD, I've been all over the world. I've seen amazing places, people, unbelievable. For me, personally, it's been a wonderful blessing to find an organization like this, to have the opportunity to grow in my own personal recovery, and then, of course, right, to go out in the world and help people understand, you know, addiction. That's the best thing that could have ever happened to me.
It sounds like an awesome job. And what's your favorite part, just personally, about your job?
I can start by just saying my favorite part is just the inner feeling of knowing that I'm out here doing good, like trying to help young people navigate their teenage years without developing drug addiction. Just knowing that I have a part in that is, to me, is a beautiful feeling.
For me, and I introduce myself, my name is Corey Manning, and for me it's kind of twofold. It's actually a compass of all the things that we're able to do, not just going to different cities and countries to see different things, but it's in the classroom and talking to students, and actually getting them to enjoy learning about drugs and learning about anything as a whole. And also it's seeing that light bulb come on when they actually understand something that we're talking about. Either the light bulb come on like an aha moment, or they have an epiphany, or it's when they're looking at their friend and be like, yo, that was us this weekend. Not that it happened at this school, I'm just saying that happens sometimes. But that's when I really get, like, they really understand and they're getting it. So that's what it is for me. Yeah.
Awesome, and thank you so much for coming, and thanks for the interview.
Oh, no problem. Thank you. Great job.
Up next is Brad with Maverick Sports.
This is my house. Whose house? My house. Whose house? My court. My house. This is whose team? My team. Whose team?
Welcome to Maverick Sports. I'm Brad Harrigan. With the Maverick Sports this week, the middle school boys played in their league tournament this last Saturday in Ridgeway. The boys played hard but lost their game to Mancus, ending their season early. Congratulations, boys, on a good season. The high school basketball players ended their regular season this last weekend with wins against Uray and a loss against Mancus for the boys. The girls and the boys are both headed into districts with the #1 seed. That's all for this edition of Maverick Sports. Tune in next week to keep up with all of our student athletes.
Thank you for watching Maverick News, and we'll see you next week. We're leaving you with highlights from the Wrestling State Tournament.
This is the official song for wrestling. And if this don't want to make you go out and hit double legs, snap people's heads in the ground, man, something's wrong with you. TP and Esco, let's go. 6 in the morning, on my bed and I ain't even hardly slept. Sprint laps start my day off and I'm hating every single step. So I find the motivation, getting pissed off at myself. No more losses, no more takedowns, ain't no running out of breath. Obsessed for perfection, racing up one direction. I'm aiming the top spot and giving it every measure, making you feel the pressure, testing your every vessel. Tempted to wanna give up, forgetting every reason that you wrestle. But you don't quit, and you know why, 'cause on the it's only those who live or die. Just like the old times, way before, where we could wrestle, make a wager over war. This is all the reason, and this is why I train. There ain't no seasons off, now I'm out here bleeding, man. You gotta get it done, you gotta break them all. You gotta take and make sure every time you hit the wall. This is all the reason, and this is why I train. There ain't no seasons off, now I'm out here bleeding, man. In all the other sports, you better recognize that this is a real sport. Now let me tell you why. Now let me talk about the technical side, the moves that I design and quickness every time I combine. Competitive edge over anybody that's willing to try. Like I'm a Hawkeye flying over your pigeons up in the sky. Those single blast and the pressure, I'm breaking you every minute. They ain't worried about the score, they just worried if they can finish. Let me teach you all the meaning, overcoming the pressure, defending the title or any undefeated record. Now if you can't understand, what's the reason that the wrestling community people keep on believing in a sport that takes the most sacrifice and time? When there's barely any spectators watching, why do we try? Why do we try or care so much all the time? Cause we the only people out there that's keeping this thing alive. It's the last form of athletics, teaching the kids drive. Well, I work anybody and I put it on the line. This is all the reason, and this is why I train. There ain't no seasons off, now I'm out here bleeding, man. You gotta get it done, you gotta break them all. You gotta take and make sure every time you hit the wall. This is all the reason, and this is why I train. There ain't no seasons off, now I'm out here bleeding, man. In all them other sports, you better recognize that this is a real sport. Now let me tell you why. It's hard for me to put into words just how I feel when I